So I hope it's a bit drier up there, Megs.
I really wish I could say it was a bit drier, but literally 2 minutes ago the rain has started to pour, so it's grey skies, but it is still a beautiful day here in the Botanic Gardens in the centre of Glasgow. It's a remarkable landscape that's home to all sorts of invertebrates. Of course, we've talked about the big things, the peregrines, the sparrowhawks, the water voles, but we cannot forget about the small stuff too, because that is incredibly important. And the most recent BioBlitz that they've done here to survey the number of different species found that there were 618 different species that made their home here in the Botanic Gardens. And of course, the insect diversity is just astounding everywhere around the world, even in the UK too. The sizes, the shapes, the colours, once you get your eye into the macro world, well, it opens up this whole new view. And there's a fantastic local photographer, David Hamilton, who goes out to photograph the invertebrates here and in the surrounding area. And he's got some excellent photographs of an orange ladybird looking like an armoured tank, quite a rare thing for Scotland. And then an emerald damselfly, beautiful colours in that alien eyes. Absolutely stunning photograph, a lot of patience to be able to take that. And then this animal, very bizarre. It almost looks like a fly meeting a hammerhead shark, but it isn't. It's a parasitic wasp, and it is highly unusual. It's called Cratamus megacephalus, and essentially this animal was only found this far north, well, as far north as Yorkshire in the 1980s, and then David took that photograph. It was the first record for Scotland, the first northern point, and now they've been found in different places around this area of Scotland. But what an amazing parasitic wasp that is. Now, to understand a little bit more about the macrobiology here, I'm joined by Libby Penman, excellent wildlife filmmaker. Hello, Libby.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
Good. Tell me a little bit about what it's like to film macro species instead of the big stuff.
Well, I mean, I love long lens wildlife, but macro, I'd take a lot of macro photography, and to me it just sort of like unlocks this whole other world. So yeah, I love macro lenses. You just get this insight. It's just amazing, really.
Totally. And I think it's been rainy today, so we haven't been as successful as we were previously in the week. We found some amazing different species, everything from froghoppers to exquisite flies cleaning their hind legs, lots of different caterpillars, of course, that are emerging, sustaining bird life. My particular favourite, the flower bug nymph, with lots of glistening spiders. And spiders are some of the most diverse animals that we have in the animal kingdom, and we happen to have one live right now.
We do indeed. We're on a live crab spider, absolutely spoiled on Springwatch. It's a tiny wee thing, but we're just having a look at it just now. It's a beautiful little spider.
Diddy, isn't it? Very pretty.
Indeed. And one of the spiders we've been looking at, we saw earlier on in the same spot, is actually the candy striped spider, which scientific name, Enoanapha ovata. It's an amazing spider. There's two types of the spider in the UK, but we know the one we've been looking at here is this type because it's the only one that lives in Scotland.
Beautiful, isn't it? It looks almost like golden, its abdomen there.
Yeah, so the one that we saw earlier is a sort of like pale yellow colour, but the sort of more iconic version has like this red stripe across its abdomen, which is why it gets its name, the candy striped spider.
Such a beautiful spider, isn't it? That cherry red abdomen.
Yeah, amazing. But these spiders also exhibit some amazing predation behaviours. So they sort of hunt in the typical traditional spider way where they get their prey on their web, but they also do what's known as kleptoparasitism, whereby they steal prey from other spiders. But even better than this, very recent research has shown this type of spider exhibiting what's called marauding. So whereby they actually take advantage of potential prey that's like sort of not warmed up for the day, it's sleeping because it's cold and dark, and then it will wrap itself with its silk round this potential prey, all the while injecting it with venom, and then it will actually suck out its liquefied insides. So yeah, it's a crafty wee thing and quite an unbelievable predation style.
It's remarkable, isn't it? The world in miniature seems quite brutal, but when you get your eye into it, actually it's something really beautiful about it in many ways, I think.
Oh yeah, totally, and that's macro. It just absolutely unlocks this universe that we wouldn't typically get to see, so it's kind of amazing.
Well, one of the invertebrates that we did get is the lacewing larvae. It's a beautiful little larvae, very, very small, but it is a prolific hunter in its own right. They're known for hunting on aphids. You can see it live there. It's quite a small thing, but they can eat up to 200 aphids in a week, which gives it its name, the aphid hunter. And you can see its tube-like mouth parts there, which it uses to hunt. It grabs its aphid, puts a hole in it, and very similar to your spider, Libby, it sucks out the liquefied juices on the inside. But the thing that this lacewing does slightly differently to the spider is that it goes a step further in that once it's consumed its aphids, it takes that dried out skeletal case, sticks it on its back as a mode of camouflage, so it essentially walks around covered in the corpses of the things it's previously eaten to camouflage itself against the aphids that it wants to eat next.
Crafty things, like
remarkable.
These sort of behaviours, mind-blowing.
Yeah, exactly. You never know what to expect with macro.
No, absolutely not.
Well, thank you so much, Libby. Really appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
The world of macro, just mind-bogglingly hyper. It's just so exciting to understand so much more about this world.